Hey Gabe, it's Kim Jones from NFL Network. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I've talked about you on the network many times since your rookie season when I saw you for the first time at training camp. And I just wonder when you look back, so freshly on last night, how do you describe that performance and the opportunities you had to have that performance?
I just can't do nothing but thank God for the opportunities that I had that I was able to execute on. And whenever any of our numbers are called, we have to make the play. And luckily, my number was called a lot, and I was able to make the plays when they're coming to me.
How did you stay so patient, seemingly? I'm not in the locker room, obviously, and I'm not in Buffalo every day either. But how did you seemingly stay so patient and mature through a process where you're still a young guy getting to know this league? And sometimes you're playing a much smaller number of snaps, and then other times you're obviously in a showcased role.
Yeah, it was definitely a little challenge for me this year to not be able to play as much as I feel like I should have. But at the end of the day, it all worked out the way it should have. And I'm happy I was able to go out there last night and show what I can do at a high level.
Thank you. I look forward to talking to you in the spring. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi, Gabe. This is Jay with the Buffalo News. To build off that last answer there, you mentioned maybe at times feeling like you should have been playing more. When you did get the opportunities and produced the way that you did, what do you feel like that says about your readiness for a more consistent, expanded role next year?
Yeah, it is hard for guys to not play as much, but then also have to go in there when the team needs you to make a play all of a sudden. And there's a couple of guys that are put in that situation this past year, and we were able to execute every single time. So that shows how strong of a group we have and how resilient this team is.
What do you feel like you need to do this offseason to continue to build on what you were able to accomplish both last night and really toward the second half of this past season?
Yeah, just get better at everything when it comes to being a receiver. Just work all around on, again, like I said, everything. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done. I'm a young player in this league and hope to play a lot of years and just don't have to keep that same mindset of just how I was my first year coming in.
How much do you feel like you improved from year one to year two, even knowing at the beginning of year two, as we've talked about, the playing time wasn't always what you wanted it to be? Do you still feel like, even if you weren't on the field in terms of your practice habits, film, workouts, that kind of thing, do you feel like there was big improvements that were made?
Yeah, there were big improvements. I watched film on me my first year for my second year, and it was a big leap when it came to how I played on the field and how I understood the game, why the game started to slow down. So definitely there was a big jump there.
Thanks, Gabe.
Hey, Gabe, it's Catherine from the Buffalo News. I hope you can hear me okay. To follow up on that, just where on the field could you see that big leap most tangibly?
I feel like it comes. It's kind of all around. I mean, whether it's making a big play down the field, getting the first down, or making a big block to seal a touchdown. I feel like you can see it through how I play my game, no matter what I'm doing out there.
Are you able to tell us now that the season's over what Emmanuel Sanders pointed out to you to help you jump your game?
I don't know. He just helped me, taught me ways on how to get off the ball quicker, to be able to get down the field faster and be able to help Josh be able to read us a little bit easier. That was a big thing for me that helped me out, was just how to get off the ball faster.
Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hi, Gabe. I know that there's a lot still left to process from last night's win, but when you look at your second season with the Bills, last year you came in with as a rookie, obviously, but the team overall, just how do you encapsulate everything that played out for you guys this season and just how it all played out throughout the year?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of ups and downs in this season. I know a lot of people counted us out early, but we just kept fighting. We have a really resilient team, and we want to win, and we have a strong bond, and we want to play together, and we do it for each other, and that's what we were fighting for. Especially the past 4 weeks, we were trying to prove a point that we should, be in the playoffs, and we know how good of a team we are, and it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to turn out, but I would do it all over with this team again.
And last year you had year one with Josh Allen, and that year was kind of his breakout year in the NFL. And this year there were some people that would question as to whether or not that was just a flash in the pan for Josh. But how would you feel or say to any of the people that doubted Josh Allen heading into this year and just kind of what you thought of his 2021 season overall?
Yeah, I mean, Josh is a natural born competitor. He wants to win, and you see it every single weekend. And what he did last night is no surprise. I mean, the week prior to that, again, we had essentially a perfect game when it came to scoring on every single drive, and that's the type of leader that you want leading your offense. And I got all my faith in Josh. He's the best quarterback in the NFL, and I'll be by his side no matter what.
Thanks, Gabe.
Hey, Gabe, can you speak on the brotherhood in the locker room and the bond that you guys all share?
Yeah, I feel like it's a tight-knit group. Everybody's good with each other, no matter offensive, defensive side. We all communicate with each other. There's some teams where, it's not like that. And we all just want to win for each other more than anything. And when you have a team that wants to, perform for the brother next to him, it's a real dangerous team to be to go against. And I feel like that's how strong this Buffalo Bills team is.
What has it been like for you to learn from the great wide receivers in that room for your first 2 years?
Yeah, again, it's helped me out a lot. I feel like it gave me a jump start to coming into the NFL and kind of grooming me into a better receiver. So I'm happy I had the opportunity to work with all those guys to be able to put it all on the field.
Thank you. Have a good offseason.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Gabe, approach your second off season, and now that you have one under your belt, do you do anything differently now as you get into this second off season that you have?
Nothing different. Me and my guy, I feel like I have a real good plan. So we'll be down there in Florida getting some good work in that heat, and it's going to be a good offseason. It's going to be fun.
I'm sure there's going to be a slew of you Bills players in Florida in the off season because it always seems like that happens at some point. You guys all meet up together. But based on what you guys put on the field last night and really the end of the season, what do you think is next for this offense?
Well, now we just have to understand that that's the standard of what our offense can do and what we're capable of. We have to make sure that we bring that same energy every single week. I feel like that was the difference. We just brought a totally different type of energy coming down the stretch of the season because we knew how important it was for us to be able to make this run. Unfortunately, it didn't end the way we wanted it, but, proud of the guys for sure.
Thanks, Gabe.
Hey, Gabriel, AJ Feldman here in Rochester. You have a game like last night, record-setting performance. How does that motivate you in the off season to build on that and prove it wasn't just a one-time thing?
Yeah, exactly. You just have to keep working. It was awesome to be able to be a part of NFL history, but now that people are going to know my name and know what I can do, there's definitely work that has to be done to be able to still be able to compete at a high level, against the best.
You talk about the camaraderie the wide receiver room has. What did they say to you after the game after you have a performance like that?
No, everybody was real happy for me. Even though we didn't get the result we did, they told me how good of a game I played and how happy I should be for what I did. They had my back 100%.
All right. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the offseason.
Yep.
Hey, Gabe, it's Catherine again. Just to follow up a bit more on last night, your first catch wasn't until towards the very end of the first half. And then to have all those touchdowns to 201 yards, just kind of, can you take us through a bit more what you're expecting going into the game? And then if anything changed to really open up the game for you to have that performance with so much of it really in the fourth quarter, especially?
Once you get into that type of, it should be like that every single week, but not saying me getting the ball, I'm saying the way we think out there on the field, as in it doesn't matter who gets the ball, no matter what's going on, we're just trying to win the game, especially in those situations when you get to playoffs. Like no one is being selfish. Everybody wants everybody to eat, and no matter who's getting the ball, what's going on, we just want points put on the board. And I was able to capitalize on the opportunities that I was given. And we didn't expect it for it to be like that, but I had a lot of different opportunities that I was able to go out there and make a play on, and we had Daboll and all those guys make the right decisions in order to make those plays happen.
You mentioned that as such a theme this year of it's helpful sometimes to get in a rhythm, but you haven't always had that chance and have still need to make the most of those opportunities, even if they're, a little more sporadic. So when they do all of a sudden come in a bunch, like at the very end of the game, what is that feeling like as a player who's been ready for that whenever it happens, and then it is happening in a game of that magnitude?
You just want to be able to show your team and show the fans that they can trust you, and that's what I wanted to be able to show that night, last night. And I was fortunate enough to be able to do that. But that's the biggest thing. You just want to let the team know when the chips are down and the pressure's on that you can trust me to make a play.
And then, we're not sure exactly what will happen with Brian Daboll, but you mentioned him answer before. What's the biggest thing you've learned from working with him during your time here?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Davis is a great OC, and he just thinks differently when it comes to the game of football, and he knows the game of football very well. And I'm so glad that I was able to have such a great OC like him, my first years in the league. I am really fortunate to be a part of this Bills team, being a young guy, because there were so many great people around me, coach and staff, and also just great players, defense and offensive side, that I was able to be around and learn from. So just the whole team as well. Just so happy to be around such a great group of guys.
What are some of the ways he thinks differently about football?
Yeah, I mean, Davis just draws some stuff up out of the sand out of nowhere, and it'll kind of surprise you, but it'll end up working. He's real smart. He knows how to break down a defense, and as you see last night, he was able to put me in some positions to make some good plays, and hats off to him for that.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
So,